Hello, and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, hi, I am Two Crows, and I am a tarot, oracle, and pendulum reader of 4 years, and today I am discussing why I think popularity in tarot has definitely had its downsides. So first off, I want to say I am glad that we can openly practice with this tool and many other divination tools, especially when people couldn't before in the past. But the misinformation and other things that I'm going to get into has had an impact on how people view and use tarot. So, as tarot has become increasingly popular and commercially accessible, one significant downside is the oversimplification of its symbolic complexity. So, social media platforms often promote short-form readings that prioritize immediacy and emotional impact over depth and context of the cards. This environment encourages deterministic interpretations where nuanced symbolism is reduced to fixed meanings or predictions. Such simplification undermines tarot's original function as a reflective and interpretive practice, replacing discernment with certainty and encouraging passive consumption rather than active self-inquiry. So let's talk about this for a second. You might have had some experiences where you have seen this on social media, especially Instagram or TikTok. So you will be scrolling and all of a sudden you see this person and they're like, oh my god, this person's coming back to you. Oh my god, this is gonna happen, blah 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 blah. And it's always overly positive. It is overly, I don't even know how to explain it, but at the end of the day, that person doesn't even know you. They don't know your energy. They haven't even met you. Like, not that you need to meet somebody to do a tarot reading. That's not what I'm saying, but this is just a random post, and you're telling somebody something that they're gonna get their hopes up for. And that's what really grinds my gears, because you can't just give people false hope like that. So speaking of modern tarot content, the speed and the volume also contribute to misinterpretation and emotional overstimulation. Constant exposure to generalized readings can create a false sense of relevance where individuals begin to interpret coincidental messages as personally directed. So this is kind of what I was saying. So this reading may be for Sally down the street, but this person comes around to this video and they think that it is for them. And they might get that false hope, like, oh, this is coming back to me, oh, this is happening, or maybe even negatively. If it's a negative reading, then that could affect them negatively. This dynamic can heighten anxiety, particularly within themes of loss, betrayal, or impending change, as they are repeatedly encountered. Rather than offering clarity, overexposure to tarot content may amplify uncertainty and confusion. Another consequence of tarot's widespread demand is the increased risk of psychological dependency, which I have been seeing a lot of, and it is honestly, it's a slippery slope. So, when tarot is framed as a source of external authority, individuals may rely on readings to make decisions that require personal judgment, emotional processing, or professional guidance. This reliance can blur the distinction between intuition and avoidance, particularly during periods of vulnerability. So instead of strengthening that self-trust, excessive tarot conception can actually weaken your internal decision-making processes by outsourcing uncertainty into symbolic systems. So not only if you're relying your life decisions on tarot and what other people have to say to you, it's kind of like a person with anxiety always needing reassurance in a way. Like, I'm not saying that these people have anxiety, I am not diagnosing, so don't come for me, but it is just, it really reminds me of when people get a lot of anxiety and they just need reassurance all the time, and they come back and they come back and they come back. And I do not mind when regulars come back to me for readings. I do not mind that at all. But if it's like obsessive and like some things are just not meant to be read for, and a lot of people don't understand that as well. Also, the widespread demand for tarot has also had its downsides within commercialization. So the commercialization of tarot has also contributed to the ethical concerns within the practice itself. As demands increase, so does the number of untrained or unreflective practitioners offering readings without ethical boundaries. So this is a tough one because it's not like you could just go to tarot college or tarot school or get like a certificate. Like there's not like one thing for tarot, so like who can really say if they're a reader or not and blah blah blah. But at the same time, you really have to be careful of who you choose to be your reader, because you don't know if they're just doing it for the money, you don't know if they're just doing it for unethical reasons and whatnot. I am not saying every reader on social media is like that, but a lot of the popular ones and a lot of the ones who post things like who post videos like the ones that I described earlier, that's when it becomes a problem. So, the predictive claims about health, finances, or relationships can reinforce fear and helplessness. So, when you get a reading, you really have to know that the person knows what they're talking about. Not only can they read the cards wrong, they could give you wrong information about your life, they can give you wrong predictions, and that just rubs people. First of all, it lets your hopes down, and it also just rubs people the wrong way, and it sets a negative name to all of the other tarot readers who are on social media and who are trying to be honest and ethical with people. So historically, tarot was embedded with broader philosophical and psychological frameworks that emphasize interpretation and responsibility. Modern commercialization often strips away these safeguards in favor of reassurance and profit. Ultimately, the challenge facing modern tarot lies not in its popularity, but in how it is engaged. While increased access has democratized tarot, it has also made the practice more vulnerable to misuse and superficial interpretation. Preserving tarot's depth requires intentionality, ethical awareness, and critical thinking. Without these elements, tarot risks becoming a source of distraction or dependency rather than a tool for insight and self-awareness. So this is why, for me, I do not like the mainstream tarot meanings, the short explanation read out of the book Tarot Readers, and the popularity on social media. I do not believe we should just let anyone tune into our energy in the first place, but again, that is a discussion for another day. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope to make more like this in the future. I hope to make longer videos. I just wanted to get this out today. If you have any questions for me, you can follow my Facebook and you can message me there. Have a blessed day.